Welcome to my first trivia I'm posting on my YouTube channel. You guys know I'm a big fan of history and I've always loved making trivias, so I thought my YouTube channel would be a great place to make some, since a lot of my friends don't always want to play very hard trivias. But anyways, into the rules. So this game is a church history trivia. It's not super easy, but it's going to focus on the early and medieval church. Now, how it works is we're going to go through the 100s for each one, then we'll go to the 200s and so on. So it'll go from easier to harder. What you'll do, I'll put up the question, I'll read the question, you'll pause the video to then answer it in your way, and then see if you got it right. If you got it correct, add the points for how many points. So let's say I got this one correct for 100, I will give myself 100. Let's say I got 500, I'll give myself 500 points. But if I lose a 200, I will negative myself 200 points. All make sense? Great. That's all the rules for trivia. Nothing crazy about it. So let's go into this. Oh yes, one more point I want to make is while this is early medieval, there's only one question regarding the Reformation, and that is the latest in time we will be going. But let's begin. So number 1, important books. What books by Peter Lombard were the standard theological texts of the Middle Ages? Remember, pause here and then answer, as I'll be revealing the answer pretty soon. Sentences. Crucial meetings for 100. Which was the first council in history of the Christian Church? The First Council of Nicaea. When did the Great Schism occur? 1054. Bloody for 100. What year did the Crusades start? Start date 1095. Women that made history 100. Who was the deaconess of the church in Corinth, commended by Paul in his letter to the Romans? Phoebe. Great, so round 1 is over. Tally up your marks. And let's go to round 2. Important books for 200. What book is also known as the Lord's teaching through the 12 apostles to the nations? The Didache. Please forgive me if I butcher some words. Crucial meetings for 200. Which council, held between 1545 and 1563, was a major part of the Counter-Reformation, aiming to address doctrinal and disciplinary issues within the Catholic Church? The Council of Trent. Great disputes, 200. On what day and year did Martin Luther nail the 95 Theses to the door of Wittenberg's All Saints Church? October 31st, 1517. Which infamous crusade never received the papal approval from Pope Innocent III to be an actual crusade? The Children's Crusade in 1212. Who were Perpetua and Felicity, or Perpetua and Felicitas? Martyrs, and they were some of the first early female martyrs. Okay, round 2 is over. Tally up your marks again, see how you're doing. And let's go a step further to round 3. In the Summa Theologica, the book by Thomas Aquinas identifies which 4 kinds of law? eternal, natural, human, and divine. Crucial meetings for 300. Which 4th century ecumenical council affirmed the doctrine of the Trinity and condemned Arianism? The First Council of Constantinople. Great disputes for 300. Which 5th century dispute involved the nature of Christ and led to the Council of Ephesus, which affirmed Mary as Theotokos, also known in English as God-bearer? Please feel free if you need to look up some terms online, but obviously don't cheat. That's even possible. The Nestorian controversy. Bloody for 300. What is the Reconquista? The Reconquista was a centuries-long Christian campaign in medieval Spain to recapture territories from Muslim rule, culminating in the fall of Granada in 1492. Women that made history, 300. Which 12th century mystic made significant contributions to music, medicine, and herbalism? Hildegard of Bingen, if I pronounced Bingen correctly. Okay, and once again, round 3 is over, and we're ramping it up to round 4. Important books for 400. Who wrote A History of the English Church and People, published in 731? Bede. Crucial meetings for 400. Which council, held in 451 AD, defined the two natures, divine and human, of Jesus Christ and condemned the Monophysite heresy? The Council of Chalcedon. Great disputes, 400. What 4th and 5th century heresy denied the doctrines of original sin and taught that the fall did not taint human nature, but that humans by divine grace have free will to achieve human perfection? The Pelagian controversy. Bloody for 400. Which battle in 312 AD marked the conversion of Emperor Constantine to Christianity after he reportedly saw a vision of the Christian cross? The Battle of the Milvian Bridge. Women that made history, 400. Which English anchoress wrote Revelations of Divine Love, the first known book in English written by a woman? Julian of Norwich. Quick little fact I like to throw in here is that we don't actually know her name was Julian, yet the name of the church that she was an anchoress in was named Julian, or Julian of something, and therefore that is how we got her name, Julian of Norwich. Okay, round 4 is done for the final round, guys. So 500, if you get it right, 500 up. If you get it wrong, 500 down. These can really make and break your entire tally. But let's go. Important books for 500. Why did Augustine write The City of God? Augustine wrote The City of God to defend Christianity against claims that it caused the fall of Rome, contrasting the eternal city of God with the temporal city of man and providing a theological framework for understanding history and society. Obviously, you don't need this entire little paragraph to answer the question correctly. Ideally, this part from here to here would work for this answer. Okay, crucial meetings for 500. Which council, held in 787, restored the veneration of icons and ended the first period of Byzantine iconoclasm? The Second Council of Nicaea. Great Disputes 500. Why did the Western Schism occur? The Western Schism occurred due to disputes over the legitimacy of the papal election following the return of the papacy from Avignon to Rome, resulting in the election of rival popes by different factions within the church. Bloody for 500. Which battle in 732 saw the Frankish leader Charles Martel defeat the Muslim forces, halting the advance of Islam into Western Europe? The Battle of Tours. And our final question, women that made history 500. Which empress exiled John Chrysostom? Empress Eudoxia. Again, I apologize if I did not pronounce her name correctly. Well, there we have it. That is the trivia. I know it can be a little difficult, as I got some feedback saying it was hard. Like I said, this is my first one I'm posting online, so I would love any feedback, if it means for the game itself, if it means for how I'm hosting it. Anything helps. Thanks, guys, and let me know what other types of trivias you would like to play. Bye.